Greetings and blessings, everyone. My name is Alsharon of the GodStar, in service to Source, this planet, and to every star seed upon this planet. Blessings to all of you on this day. It is wonderful to join it together once again, and it's also wonderful to be present for something extraordinary. Now, for many of you, you have a limited vantage point or a limited field of vision. And the reason for this is because you are incarnated upon planet Earth. Now, for the majority, I would say you are either have been going through the awakening process or you are recently awakened, and you hear of these amazing things from people. You hear of amazing healings that have occurred, or you listen to channelings like this and you are amazed. And you see some of the things that some people are doing. And all of a sudden you have this sense or this impression that something might be lacking in you, in your life, because you aren't doing these things. It's vitally important to cease viewing in that capacity, in that manner. You see, the concept of starseeds is a very simple one. A starseed is somebody whose soul, whose very essence, whose true nature has come here from another world within this universe. Because there are starseeds on this planet from beyond this galaxy, we must say from this universe. What you are doing here is having such an effect, and you do not see this, you see. It is having such an effect that there are worlds who do not even know about Earth, but who are feeling the effects of what is happening here. And the thing that you must understand and realize is that some of you have the mentality of, where do I come from? Who am I? You know you are a starseed. Doesn't matter if you know exactly where you come from. The reason I ask this is a simple question. Because when you leave this world, when you finish this incarnation, you will know exactly where you come from and who you truly are. The better question is, am I a starseed? And if you are sitting here listening to this message in this now moment of time, or in this now moment of time, you would be classified as a starseed. Because if you were not a starseed, you more than likely would not be interested in this at all. Starseeds are also classified as volunteers. Because you see, there is nobody in this universe who can force a starseed to be a starseed. They have to volunteer to be one. There are those individuals on this planet who are here from other worlds who are not starseeds. And I wanted to make that distinction because I am speaking to starseeds. Within starseeds, within the volunteer spectrum, if you will, you are doing a vital job on this planet. You are doing so much more than you can possibly imagine. How many of you, just hypothetically let us say, how many of you find yourselves going to bed, going to sleep, and you wake up in the morning and you feel to yourself groggy? You're like, it seems like, I've been asleep for days. I've been asleep for weeks. Does this ever happen to you? I suspect for many of you, if you reflect upon it, you would find that to be true. And it is because at night you go to the ships, and sometimes you are gone for a long period of time. But because that is quantum time and quantum space, you're able to return here before your physical body reawakens. How many of you have breakfast in the morning and by that evening, when you think back to breakfast, think, it's like that breakfast was yesterday or 2 days ago? How many of you go away for 3 days and it feels like you've been gone for 10 days? This isn't a fantasy. This is reality. What is happening is you are literally accessing and moving within the energy framework of the quantum space while in physical here. But the thing is that not all of you are here to be a channeler, or to be a reader, or to be a healer. For some of you, your purpose is much more straightforward. You have to understand, who are the general people assisted by readers and healers and channelers and people like this? Other starseeds. They are the support for the starseed community, shall we say. It is important to discern who you listen to and who you interact with. But nevertheless, that is the main general purpose. Now, for most of the starseeds, they do not do these types of things. Why? Is it because they lack the ability to do them? No. They don't do it because their job is different. Their job is to lead by example on this planet, by how they live their life, by the choices that they make, by the obstacles that they overcome. People get very excited when you speak about the event, or you speak about the ascension, or you think about contact with ETs. From my perspective, these are boring subjects because contact with ETs have been occurring on this planet for forevermore. The ascension, each and every one of you who are starseeds, which are going to pretty much be every single person who is listening to this transmission, to this channeling, you have already evolved and ascended. So you do not need to worry about going through the ascension process again because you've already done it. You've already done that. You've already been there. You've already accomplished that. It's about thinking about the process. What is the most important thing to focus on? Is it the ascension? Is it first contact? Is it being a healer or a reader or whatever? No. And this is even if you are a healer or a reader or whatnot. Even that is not your first priority to focus on. Your first priority to focus on is within yourself. It is through the heart center. This is the literal key to your connection with spirit, to your connection with home, to your connection with all that is. Listening to your heart, trusting in your discernment and in your intuition and into your heart and guidance. It's about these types of things, having trust and faith in yourself for yourself. These are the vital things that each one of you should be focused on more than some event or ascension or anything else like that. The more you get in touch with yourself, the more you open that passageway within yourself, the more you are able to walk the path that you are here to walk. You have to understand, now I have the advantage because my vision is not limited in this regard. So when I sit back before I come in to speak, I look at each one of you, all of those who will listen to this message. And what do I see? I see sacred, divine entities who have given and sacrificed a tremendous amount to be here on this planet, to go through the sojourn, the adventure, if you will, of life after life after life, getting on that reincarnational roller coaster, experiencing everything that this world has to offer, preparing, waiting until such a time comes, which is right now during the age of awakening, where you begin to awaken, where you begin to understand that you are more than what you think you are, that you are grander than what you thought, that in true reality, you do not look the way you look today in this particular incarnation. Now, some of you may be upset by that. Some of you may be going, that's a good thing. But what I see is sacred divinity filled with love and compassion. Extraordinary individuals who have a level of commitment that goes beyond what you think. Now, whenever I come in and I take questions, invariably I get people who ask me a similar question, if not the same question. Do you have a message for me? So if that is going to be your question today, I will give you your answer right now. Trust in yourself. A lot more. You have to understand. For many of you, you have what would be termed mainstream jobs, and you go to your job. And for many of you, you feel lost, you feel confused, you feel dazed because you're at your job and you interact with people and you talk to people and you get along with different people. But you discover very quickly that for the most part, the people that you are working with, the people that you are spending so much of your time with on a daily basis and a weekly basis, you don't have a lot really in common with them. You don't view things in the same manner, in the same way. And that is fine. You don't have to. You see, each individual person is responsible for their path. If you are focusing on things like the ascension and the event and things like this, you are not in the now moment of time. You are not in the present moment. You are not actually taking advantage of the gifts that Spirit is giving you in every single moment of every single day. There is a running dialogue that happens between you and Spirit. And when it's important, it'll flash through. Don't do that. Or do that. Go in that direction. When you listen within and you trust yourself and you are connected within your heart center, things tend to make sense. And when you are not, and you're listening too much to all the voices of all the other people around you who have no clue about you, then you get confused. You feel scattered. You feel claustrophobic. You feel like nothing is working properly. Listen within, trust within. This is the message for today. You see, on the other side, recently, there was a very large gathering that occurred, and I was there. I sat in the back, and I just observed. And there were individuals from many of your home worlds, from your home planets. And there were representatives, and there were diplomats and ambassadors, and there were all sorts of beings there. Almost like a universal United Nations, if you will. And different proclamations were made, different things were talked about. And there are different groups who are very angry at how things are turning out on this planet because they were hoping that each one of you starseed would fail. And you have not failed. You have risen to the challenge more than you know. Stop comparing yourselves to other people. You have your path. Honor and respect it because it's just as vitally as important as anyone else's path. Remember that. Certain things have been occurring on the other side to try and soften the blow a little bit for certain individuals. Things were put into place to ensure success, and they have been very helpful, but at the end of the day, the true measure of success is what each starseed has done in this lifetime and in all the other lifetimes that you have lived. See, your focus, as it should be, is on this incarnation. It's at this time, in this moment, in this place. And I understand that. But for some of you, you have had lifetimes of luxury and richness, and lifetimes as a pauper and poor and destitute. You have been murdered. You have murdered. You have shown great compassion and shown great disdain. You have experienced all the different gambits and all the different things in this world through lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, playing the game, creating energies designed to assist this world in one thing only: moving forward. You have been successful. Your job is not done yet. It is time to trust yourself. And as I finish this up, if you have a question you would like to ask, please type it in and let me know what it is. You see, when you do things, you're not going to please everyone. You're not going to make everyone happy. In these meetings that we've just recently had upstairs, for many beings, they were pleased. Some were happier than others, but generally they were pleased. But there were those who were very angry, those who did not like what was occurring and what had occurred, and things like this. So you're not going to please everyone all the time. Don't try. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Well, they're doing this and they're doing that. I should be. No. Don't compare yourself to anyone. If you focus on what you need to do and on your connections, you will connect with the right people. You will interact with the right people, and you will have the right people in your life that will assist you to move forward. This is what you want. Focus on the positive. Focus on the abundance of things, not the lack of them. It's vitally important, and you can do this very, very well. So remember that this is all about doing the right things for yourself. So the bottom line is, what are you going to do? What do you want to do? This is so very important. This is your opportunity. So now I will take questions. Samantha, is the anchoring of light we have been doing here on Earth helping more now? Because of the anchoring that has been happening in your terminology, in your time frame, let's say over the last 30 or 40 years, phase 1 of Project Earth was completed. What light workers are doing now is what they are anchoring is an energy that is designed at its very core to be the foundation of the age of awareness. It is by no means an easy task, but to answer your question, yes, it is making a difference. It has been making a difference, and it will continue to make a difference until it is completed. Sabs, 2 years ago at the AFC, in a trance workshop wherein trance and energy stepped into you and you were instantly transported to the stars. You had no more questions. You knew everything. It was amazing. Do you know who that was? Yes, I do. It was someone who is part of your true family from home. That is who that was. How? Are you going to hear your guides clearly assisting you through this journey this year? Probably not as clearly as you would like, but if you pay attention, you will begin to pick up the messages, not only the messages from your guides, but the more you listen within to your own heart, you will get those messages. The thing is, very vitally important for you. How? Listen very, very carefully to what I'm going to say to you. You are putting way too much pressure on yourself. You, for some reason, have this very high expectation on yourself, and you need to throw that away. You need to just be within yourself and know that in any moment of any day, you will be in the right place at the right time. Trust and faith within yourself. You see, when you have that trust and faith within yourself, it begins to move outward. So it begins to move outwards to having trust and faith in your guides, having trust and faith in your true family, having trust and faith in spirit, having trust and faith in source. That is how it works. Stop criticizing yourself. Stop pressuring yourself. Allow yourself to just be. Shanette, you are in transformation. Yourself and so many others are saying how different you are looking. You are struggling with trusting in the universe. Will you finally purchase your block of land and build a home? You feel so insecure and lost, and yet you feel big things are coming, but you just don't know what. The thing that I would suggest is this. What I see myself is I see you in a home. I see that happen. But you have to let go. You have to let go of the expectations. The thing is that you are not lost. You are, in fact, what is occurring is you are more along the lines of you are trying to discover you. It's inside of you. It's here within you. You will achieve what you are wanting to achieve. But again, you must let go of any expectations and allow it to be the way it is meant to be. The trust, you speak about struggling with trusting in the universe. The trust has to start within yourself. You are insecure. There's no reason to be insecure. I look at you and I look at your energy and I see someone extraordinary. However, it does not matter how I see you. All that matters is how you see yourself. And so you need to step out of your own way and do this. I have a suggestion for you. I want you to do this exercise. It is a reflective exercise, so I want you to reflect on your life. And I want you to see just how far you have come. There are choices that you have made, decisions you have made, that you may think, well, that I probably should not have made that. But think about it. If you had not made that choice, that decision, you may not be exactly where you are in this moment. Even myself, we learn from our living our life. Focus on loving yourself, on having trust and faith within yourself. This is so vitally important. You want the key to creating this? That is where it must start. It is by choice each and every day. I'm not going to tell you that you won't struggle, that you won't have obstacles, that you won't have challenges, but those are fine. The trust and faith must be created in such a way that it is your anchor. And then you can face whatever situation much more with ease. Alex, is your life down here related at all to what you might be doing on a starship? A very succinct question, so I will give you a succinct answer. In general terms, yes. Adrian, is there anything I should be doing? Is there anything you should be doing personally to connect with your guides better? You feel at the moment like you are emptying your life of all the old things, people, and objects. That is one of the best things to do from time to time, is letting go and releasing those things which no longer serve, which no longer resonate. Trust in the process. I'll let you in on a little secret. It was asked, will I hear my guides clearly? This one has heard only twice. And I can even tell you that one time was in 1986 in this time frame, and one in 1989, not since then. But the more you trust and have faith in your heart and in your guidance, the more you open your heart to spirit. Even if you're not hearing per se, the easier it is to get the messages. You may not get every one, but you'll get the ones you need. Marcia, overall the answer to your question is yes. Peter, you say you are constantly feeling tired and drained. The Dreamtime journeys are exhausting and emotionally overwhelming. What is the purpose of this? The purpose of it is the fact that you are a starseed and you are doing so much more than what you think you are doing. My suggestion is very simple. Before you go to bed, you talk to your guides, you talk to those that you work with at sleep time, during sleep time. You don't necessarily need to know their names and whatnot. You call for them and you say, look, I do not mind doing whatever I need to do on the other side while I sleep, but please make sure my physical body gets all the rest it needs. And sometimes you may need to do this more than once. Whenever it pops up, you need to remind them. And that will assist with your feeling tired during the day. Jessica, why do those with negative intent continue to disrupt the ease and flow of your path? Will you be free and be able to do what you are here to do soon? You can do what you are here to do now if you wish. There are those who are negative, who interfere in people's path, in people's experiences, and this will continue. And you basically get to a particular point where it doesn't truly bother you so much. But this is where you become more accepting of who you are, where you truly have love for yourself. It's not about them, you see. It is about how much love do you have for yourself? How much respect do you have for yourself? How much trust and faith do you have for yourself and within yourself? This is the vital point. This is the vital key, you see. Nobody can prevent you from walking your path, no matter if they are positive or negative. If they are negative and you allow them to affect you and bother you, that is like giving your power to them. Be very mindful, please. Vanessa, are there different types of souls that have been born to help Earth? How do I know if I am a starseed? I have a question for you, Vanessa, so answer my question. When I say, are you a starseed? What do you feel inside? What does your heart say, yes or no? Now, while you're doing that, type in that answer. I will answer your first question. Are there different types of souls that have been born to help Earth? The answer to that question is yes. Because you see, with the starseeds, they come from well over 100 different worlds throughout this universe. There are individuals here who look very humanoid. There are starseeds incarnated on this planet who do not. There are individuals incarnated on this planet as a starseed who are reptilian, who look feline, who look like the notoriously oft drawn greys with the large heads and the bulbous eyes. There are those who look very human. There are those who look human but with larger eyes. There are those with pointed ears, all different types. So the soul is we will have to speak another time with regards to the soul. It's a little bit different. But there are a multitude of different beings or entities from many different worlds, many different walks of life, if you will, to put it in a human term, that are part of the starseed community on this planet. Now, do I have an answer from you, Vanessa? James Thomas, have you just had a psychic attack? No. You have had them in the past. I have no doubt that there will be times in the future when you will. Everyone gets them every now and then. Some are more damaging than others. A process has just recently begun with you, and I would say within the last 2 days, where there is some clearing going on, and so you may feel out of sorts a little bit, but that will clear fairly quickly. How are your kids starseeds? Answer that yourself, please. You do not need me to tell you the answer to that when you already know that answer. Cheryl, you were told by a reading a couple of years ago that you should pick a direction with your spiritual path and concentrate on that. But because you have had different experiences in what you've been shown, you feel it should be okay to open up to everything you have felt or seen, but not sure if you should be a jack of all trades and master of none. Any thoughts? The thing is the fact that you have a multitude of different abilities. It would be more beneficial for you here to choose what resonates greatest with you and focus in that regard, in that area. Now, this doesn't mean that you can only choose one, but if you just open up to everything and do everything, you won't actually achieve the things that you wish to achieve with what you are here to do. Refine what you are wanting, be more mindful, and be more open to following what resonates strongest within you. This doesn't mean that it may not change in the future, but be in the moment. So follow that which resonates most deeply with you. Tatiana, what's the best way to heal your physical self? The best way to do so is by looking after yourself completely, doing the right things by yourself, meaning what you eat, how you act towards yourself, loving yourself, treating yourself with respect, eating the right things for you. So listening to your body as far as what your body wants to eat, what your body needs, putting aside those things that your body doesn't want or that makes your body feel badly. These types of things will assist your body in healing physically whatever needs to be healed. Rachel, what is the percentage of starseeds to native humans? In all honesty and in all truth, approximately 10 to 15% of the Earth population are starseeds. How, when you have anxiety attacks, is that from spirit? If so, what is the purpose? No, generally anxiety attacks is not from spirit. It is because you are having difficulties in maintaining your presence here. The more you can focus on your own heart and being connected within and being focused and maintaining that focus of trust and faith within, love of self, right? This will actually assist with anxiety attacks. Anxiety attacks happen for a multitude of different reasons. In your particular case, sometimes it has to do with the fact that you face something in your physical incarnation in your life, and you're unsure of how to deal with it, and so you will end up having an anxiety attack, and you need to withdraw. The best thing to do is if you find yourself having to or being faced with something that you don't know how to deal with, when you even if you start feeling like an anxiety attack is going to happen, immediately take a step back. Breathe, and then look at the situation and take your time to develop what you need to do for that situation, and that will assist with your anxiety attacks. Ursula, trust and faith. Ursula, this is the week when you are finally going to take the plunge and start being the healer that you know that you are. You are really excited. Any advice? Trust your heart and guidance. That is my advice. Sabs, why have your children, who are now adults, had such a hard time growing up with many life lessons? This will be the last question that I take. Because they are starseeds. I know it may sound like a simple answer, but if you talk to starseeds, you will find that the majority of starseeds have had very challenging lives when they were growing up. Many of them went through abuse. Many of them went through periods of feeling alone, lost, confused, more than the general feelings of being a teenager. So it is to prepare them for the path they are here to walk. You can be their mother, but the path that they are here to walk is unique compared to you, because they are here for their own reasons. They chose you as their mother because you would give them the tools that they would need in order to achieve what they're here to achieve. At the end of the day, it is their choice on how they proceed and how that manifests itself. Jamie Thomas, please talk about the value of joy versus work. You do the work. This will be the last for me today. Joy is a choice. Work, depending upon what type of work, can either be a joy or a necessity. If you have what is termed a mainstream job, or even if you are doing spiritual work full time and you charge money for it, what is the reason? What is the point? Because you live on this planet and you are here and you have to pay money for your rent, for your food, your utilities, whatever the case may be, to do the things you want to do. And the thing to remember is the fact that work can be completely miserable or joyful. What is ideal is finding your passion, discovering what you are most passionate about, and making that your job, your work. Now, I will be honest with you, Jamie, you have a tendency to be rather serious about life. You take things of this nature very seriously. And you are in good company. So does this one here. He takes this extremely seriously as well. So I want to share with you what he learned. You can be serious about something, about the work, and find joy in it at the same time. They can easily go hand in hand, but it is a choice that one makes. It isn't so simple as to say one person will do the work and be joyful and the other person won't. Why? Because the work is horrible? No. Because it's a choice. If you can find the joy in everything you do, it opens up many potentials, many possibilities. This one made a choice. You see, when he was growing up, he was very sad. He didn't have a lot of joy. It wasn't that everything was horrible, but there wasn't a lot of joy. And then one day, he was in a play. He was in high school. He was in a play for the very first time. And after opening night, people came up to him and they had smiles on their faces. And they said, "Oh, you did a wonderful job. You really projected. We were all the way in the back and we could hear you clearly. It was great." He liked the feeling of making someone smile, bringing that joy, because that brought joy to him. One of the things that brought joy to him. So what did he do? He made a commitment to himself that every day he would make at least one person smile. And please understand that this was in 1979. He was in grade 10. To this day, he has kept that promise. Some days, the only person he made smile was himself. But he has kept that promise, that word. You can give him the most horrible scenario you can think of, and you tell him the entire situation. No matter how bad it is, he can find the positive side to it, the silver lining, if you will. He taught himself to do this so that he could find joy in his life. And it took time. But he found joy in the things he did. As an example, when he worked at the hospital in Wellington, when people would annoy him at work, he would speak to them in light language, which would annoy them because then they would say, "Well, I can't understand what you're saying." And so he would answer that in light language as well. Because it brought him joy. So it's very important how you view something, how you look at it. Do you look at it as a burden or as an opportunity? Do you look at it from the perspective of negativity or positivity? Do you look at it from the perspective of complete sadness or joy? And you can look at every situation and see that. So it comes down to a choice. The choice that you make from yourself. So, I wish to give all of you my love and blessings. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for you coming and enjoying some time together. I enjoy this time very, very much, and we will come back and we will have these moments to share, these moments to provide information, and to answer your questions. My name is Alsharon of the GodStar, in service to Source, to this planet, and to every star seed upon this planet. Many blessings.